from the past until the present in regards to whatever things that have been using the desire and expectation for. May we declare renunciation and revocation from all of this. The desires and expectations of tasting, experimenting, the desire for provoking, the desire of overlaying behaviors in practicing, in developing practices, feeding desires and cravings for perfection, wanting to get, wanting to have, wanting to be, whether they are worldly or spiritually. May all groups of beings in all realms of existence declare the renunciation and revocation from all of these excessive desires, which turns into greed in spirituality or in worldly. May Mahaparami, the great perfection, please preside over our forgiveness statements. May we humbly bow down, asking for forgiveness for appropriate or inappropriate behaviors. They are not aligned with ending the ending itself, not aligned with the natural extinction, not brightening out. No matter how much and how many appropriate behaviors are, they are still totally circling around with themselves, unable to end. May all cases of karma of all groups of beings in all realms of existence be released and forgiven. Ahosi, Ahosi, Ahosi. The habit of the desire is backing up the opinions and meanings. When used with anything, with the graces, with the Buddhas, with the Bodhisattvas, Mahabodhisattvas, the Arahants, this karma is encircling one's mind across lifetimes, not just one lifetime, but across lifetime. Therefore, even they shift into spiritual life or trying to practice spirituality, there is the desire that is backing up still. It's just changing location, nothing else. So when it's excessive desire, it's become greed. Greed to have, to get, to gain, to obtain, to attain, to achieve, to be, to become. And when one is blind to this, the greed is there without notice in spirituality. That's why we need to help samsara to purify their habits of taking or not taking. Even in spirituality, they try to not attach. That's why Luang Por used the term not attached to the non-attachment itself. Everything. The word everything is not everything. And everything is included in there, whether it is humans, non-humans, or non-beings. Because all the karma has been left over and remained in all these elements, earth, air, water, fire, and all the things in the samsara, which are not the beings. So we purify everything simultaneously, and we proceed with the foundation of Sunyata Nibbana, which is that which has nothing to do with attachment, detachment, or non-attachment. It's not about grasping or not grasping even the non-grasping itself. No is not even no itself. This is to be used as a reminder. It is the foundation of Sunyata Nibbana. Otherwise, the mind will continue in the way of trying to liberate, trying to be enlightened, trying to end the defilement, trying to end the mind, trying to be empty. Therefore, it's not about being empty or not. It's not about being enlightened or not. It's not about having defilement or not. Everything. So it's not coming back to oneself, to one's own sake, which is a habit, worldly habit. Even in spirituality, it's still having the habit like worldly, because it still want to be enlightened, want to be liberated, want to end this and that, want to be empty. Emptiness is not emptiness. Enlightenment is not enlightenment. Nibbana is not nibbana. It doesn't signify itself, it doesn't grasp for itself. Nothing is about grasping. Neither is about grasping or not grasping. When we use these reminders, the mind is out. It's not taking in, it's out in the way of giving. This is the great compassion. The great compassion is only about giving without expecting anything in return. That's how the great compassion is. And it covers everything and beyond everything. Therefore, we proceed with samsara together without separation. It's not about inside or outside. There is no separating line between anything from anything. And it has been emphasized on this foundation of Sunyata Nibbana, purified without traces, without aiming towards any blessing. It's not about blessing with the purpose of blessing, not being specific, otherwise it's going to be without purification. When we are just clearing this thing or that thing, one or two things at a time, it's exhausting. We cover everything and beyond, because it is beyond the beyond itself. Then it can be a purification for everything, and samsara can turn into the enlightenment, because this is giving the enlightenment, not to dwell in the enlightenment, not to dwell in the liberation. This is to give liberation. Giving liberation for samsara. It's not about liberating or not liberating. It's already true liberation in itself. And this is not for the sake of oneself. We proceed with samsara altogether. What is spirituality? Spirit? No. It's everything and beyond. The mind is stuck, samsara mind is stuck in its projection, in its wants, in its concept and ideology, even the idea about absolute, ultimate. The ultimate is not ultimate, the absolute is not absolute. If it is absolute, then it is not. Because no is not even no itself. It is not even it is not itself. Conclude like this and to be given. The conclusion is to be given, it is not to dwell in it. They think that Buddha has been enlightened and gone, Nibbana and gone. No, all the Buddhas still here, still blessed, and they don't bless particularly for anything, just one or two things. their blessings is balanced. Everyone and everything has an equal right to be blessed by the graces, whether they can receive it or not, whether they notice it or not. Their blessing leave no traces. That's why the humans or the non-humans alike, they don't know. They don't really know what's happening from the graces side. They still here and still blessed, leaving no trace at all. Don't look for the result of your blessing. Otherwise, your blessing doesn't work. No one is blessing. No one is receiving the blessing. That's true blessing. Spirituality is not about taking in to oneself and dwell in it and try to be liberated and to be enlightened, to achieve something. It is not like that. Samsara exists, therefore the great compassion is there, and to be helped by the enlightenment, by the liberation. It is not to dwell in the enlightenment or the liberation. Actually, suffering itself is bygone. Every moment, it is anicca. It doesn't grasp for itself. So don't dwell and maintain anything in the mind, otherwise suffering is there immediately. Because the mind is attached with the suffering itself. It is unbearable. That's why out, give out, give out, giving out. That which is not about being empty or not, being enlightened or not, ending or not. Giving out. This is the great compassion. Don't look for the result of your giving, because that's going to be invalid. That means no purification. The brightness is to be given, is not to be dwelling in the brightness itself. The brightness is not dwelling in the brightness itself. The same as the suffering. It doesn't dwell in itself. It never asks you to dwell in it. It never dwell in you, but you dwell in it. You maintain it. You feel more, because you overlay your desire in it. And by giving out the foundation of that which has nothing to do with attachment, detachment, or non-attachment, is purifying your greed, your desire, your like, dislike, love, hatred, and all duality, all at once, in one go. Everything, 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 and beyond everything. Nothing is not even nothing itself. There is no such thing as having or not having, being empty or not. And includes in everything. This is the blessing in itself. There is no need to try to clear your karma or anything. Just give out. This foundation, these reminders, is enough. It will leave no traces of karma already. And it's already paid back the debts of karma and debts of gratitude all at once. There is no need to analyze anything here. Just give out. That's all. Constantly use the reminders, self-purifying reminders. Everything is from not relating even to not relating itself, not involving even with non-involvement itself. Everything. Everything. This is the foundation of Sunyata Nibbana. It is purification of emptiness without traces, boundlessly, limitlessly.